Good morning, Apollo Baptist Church family. Well, you probably can't hear me because I need to take my mask off. I didn't just forget to take off my mask. I wanted to show it off because Melissa Kraut made this for the praise band with the musical notes on it. It's kind of pretty, but it is something now that every time we leave the house, we have to put on these masks to keep us from catching a scary virus. You know, we live in a very uncertain, a very scary time, and you know, when we go through times of fear, I can think of no better Bible story than David and Goliath. You know, it is a story about, of course, the underdog, but it's so much more than that. Of course, we all know the story. David's a young shepherd boy, the youngest son of Jesse. His brothers go off and fight the Philistines, and Daniel's small, and of course, much smaller than Goliath, who is just a huge giant. You know, 9 foot tall giant. And what chance does he have? Well, 1 Samuel 17:45, David uses a phrase. He says, "You come against me with sword and spear and javelin, but I come against you in the name of the Lord Almighty, the God of the armies of Israel." That's this phrase here, Yahweh Sabaoth, the Lord of hosts. What does hosts mean? Well, it's a multitude. It could be angels, it could be the armies of men. God is in control of it all. And isn't it nice that God fights our battles for us? Of course, David goes and gets his 5 smooth stones. He takes one sling and defeats the champion of the Philistines. But it's more than just, in fact, it's really not about David and Goliath at all. It's really a conflict between the false gods of the Philistines and the God of Israel, Yahweh Sabaoth, the Lord of hosts. That phrase is used over 300 times in the Old Testament, and it really declares that, of course, our real conflict is really yielding control over to God to fight our battles for us. The battle is the Lord's, right? And He can really win the victory in our lives if we simply yield control and let Yahweh Sabaoth take over. When I hear that phrase, I always think of Martin Luther's great hymn and the stanza that says, "Did we in our own strength confide, our striving would be losing. We're not the right man on our side, the man of God's own choosing. Just ask who that may be, Christ Jesus it is He. Lord Sabaoth His name, from age to age the same, and He must win the battle." Whatever battle we find ourselves in, whether it be spiritual or physical, God is always willing to fight our battles. We want to remind you that we're starting a new campaign called Who's Your One? And so if you go to Apollo Baptist website, apollobaptist.org, and you scroll down a little bit, you'll see a video from Pastor Gary explaining what we're doing. And there's a big yellow button there. And if you have something to report, I encourage you just to click that yellow button to make sure that we have the information that we need in order to record what's going on in our church. And so if you haven't, check out that video. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, be sure to do that. And hey, stay encouraged, keep the faith, and hope we'll see each other again soon. I love you all. Bye-bye.